Hello there everyone, welcome. My name is Ariel, I am the Sassy Dragon, and I hope y'all are doing great. I am welcoming you back to my channel, and tonight we are going to talk about the difference between Alien Goddess and Alien Goddess Intense by Mugler. This is an interesting one. I have not really given these a deep sniff yet, and I've kind of avoided looking at a whole lot of opinions online about these two fragrances. I do know that they are produced, of course, after the L'Oreal takeover of Mugler fragrances, so these are not produced by Clarins Fragrance Group, which his previous fragrances were. So this is the ones that are produced, under the new leadership of L'Oreal. So that being said, let's get into who has created these. We're going to try out the first one first. That's going to be the original Alien Goddess. I got a sample of this, so I'm going to be giving this one a try out. This was released in 2001. And both of these fragrances were created by two women, Marie Salamanche and Natalie Lorson. Both of them, interestingly, were part of creating the first Black Opium and quite a number of the flankers for Yves Saint Laurent. They've also worked on a number of other fragrances between the two of them, but that one's probably the most popular and notable scent that these two ladies have worked on in the past. Marie, I believe it was, or Natalie, I can't remember which. I believe it was Marie, worked on Mugler Aura, which I also really enjoy. And Natalie worked on Mirror Mirror, which was another previous release in 2010 for Mugler. So both of them also worked with Mugler fragrance before the L'Oreal changeover, which I also found a little interesting. So this brand new one, I do love the ad campaign for Alien Goddess with Willow Smith. It is very beautiful. It definitely carries over that feeling of the Alien original campaigns with that very solar goddess look and energy. So I really do, in spite of what I may think about the perfume, I really think the ad campaigns are quite lovely that they have put out. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the new one on and let that just air out a tiny bit, and we're going to give it a sniff. The top notes on this, I can already smell it. It is coconut water, bergamot, jasmine, heliotrope, bourbon vanilla, and cashmeron. And yes, I definitely get the coconut. The brightness of the bergamot is very much there. Those are very, very strong in the beginning. The jasmine, the heliotrope, the floral, you can definitely feel that one coming out. The vanilla is in the base, but it's not as strong. What I mostly smell right away at first sniff is the coconut and the bergamot very much, because those are in the top notes. Floral's more in the mid, of course. I think the bourbon vanilla is definitely a little bit less in this one. This one is a little bit beachy. And that was another thing that I was going to mention, is I believe it was Natalie that worked on this fragrance, who also created Beach Walk for Maison Margiela, which is a very beachy, coconutty, kind of fresh scent. And so it's not a far cry from this one. It reminds me a little bit of that, but maybe less directly beachy, but it definitely has that beachy scent. It's got a little bit of that coconut tropical feeling about it. And it does, this is one of those that I would almost call a fancy shampoo perfume, because it has that very fresh, a little bit soapy feeling to me. It's like these kind of fragrances, I say, it's sort of like, it's a little bit like shampoo, but it's like a really nice shampoo. That's also how I feel about Dior J'adore. It's that very clean, fresh, soapy floral that just reminds me of a really nice shampoo. So this is to me a fresh, slightly beachy, coconutty floral that has a nice, sweet undertone of vanilla in it. It is not heavy, it is not deep, it's not super complicated smelling to me. This is, anyone could wear this really, but it's definitely, you can tell, geared to the younger set, which definitely was reflected in the ad campaign choice. So, with a very, that young energy with it. It's nice, but it's not something I would gravitate to because I'm not a big fan of beachy scents. As much as I think they can really smell nice, I actually like the way Beach Walk smells, and it reminds me a little bit of that, but it's not something I would personally reach for. I'm not like a big fan of coconut and fragrances in general. It's not to me like a lot of people might say, you know, coconut can smell like sunscreen. It doesn't have that feeling to me. It's like a more sweet, a little bit richer, a little more sophisticated version of Beach Walk. This is sort of like the Beach Walk perfume that you could wear to the beach, but then you could wear it to a nice dinner as well. So to me, that is Alien Goddess. I really don't get a whole lot of the DNA of the original Alien in this, either the reformulation or the original at all, even though the jasmine is in there. It's not super strong. What mostly stands out for me still as I'm smelling it is the coconut, the bergamot. They're very bright in the top. The heliotrope almost stands out to me more than the jasmine in this. All right, so let's go ahead. I got a travel size bottle of the Alien Goddess Intense. I really do love the way these little bottles look. This one might be refillable, but I'm not sure. I could find out real quick. Just try to open the top. Yep, this is a refillable. So yeah, if you wanted to get one of these little travel bottles that looks like the little crystal shard, you could open that up and refill it in the future, which I think is always a lovely option. So we're going to head and try this on the other arm. That is going to be the Alien Goddess Intense. And I'm going, ooh, and I'm going to, that's definitely feels sweeter already. And I'm going to switch over the window and read off the notes for the same two perfumers yet again, okay guys? And this one was launched the year after, just very recently in 2022. Same, you know, kind of ad campaign, same model, all of that. Top notes being, instead of coconut water, this is straight up coconut. So, oh, it's very different. I'm getting a jasmine green. Oh, it has jasmine tea. Okay. Coconut and bergamot in the top. Jasmine and jasmine tea in the middle notes. That is what's strongest about this, okay? Base note vanilla, benzoin, and cashmere wood. Wow, okay. Very different DNA. The original Alien Goddess is so much lighter, fresher, shampooier, soapier, beachier. Alien Goddess actually reminds me more of the reformulation of Alien, the purple bottle one. Now I don't have the full bottle of Alien Goddess of either one, but it's the same shape bottle, just done in a golden kind of luminous color, more similar to this. But the same jasmine is in there, and it has, oh, definitely the jasmine tea. Sweet around the edges is how this feels. It feels like the jasmine tea is like boom right here, and on the edges you've got the vanilla. On the edges you've got the little coconut. I'm not getting much coconut from this at all though, compared to the original. The original was very coconut forward. On the Intense version, it says it has coconut, but this is either a much more rich dessert cake-like coconut. It doesn't smell foodie though, but rich in that sense that it's not that fresh green smelling coconut. It's that more like sweet, mellower coconut it's blended nicely in there. I definitely, of course, the vanilla smells a lot sweeter in this. It comes across sweeter. It's not as fresh. It's more gourmand feeling than the original, but not in a foodie way. You're not going to end up smelling like a cake or a cookie. The other fragrance that I had heard that this was a little bit like, and I would agree a little bit, is the Yves Saint Laurent Libre Intense. There are some similarities there, I can definitely tell, but the difference is that this is a little fruitier and juicier because of that very fruity tuberose that's in this, and it has a very different kind of vanilla. This one has a more straightforward vanilla that's very sweet, and it really stays more on the edges. The biggest difference between something like, you know, Yves Saint Laurent Libre Intense an Alien Goddess Intense is that it is going to be, this one is so jasmine forward, jasmine tea forward. And I will say, that's probably my favorite thing about this one. If I was going to pick an Alien Goddess, it would definitely be the Intense. I do dig that jasmine green tea scent in the middle of this. You know, the only thing that I am not as crazy about is simply I'm not the biggest fan of the new Mugler jasmine note. It's the same jasmine note that's in the updated Alien that's reformulated by L'Oreal. And it's not bad. This is not a scent that someone's going to smell and go, ooh. No, it's not a bad jasmine, but it's a little bit cool for my taste. The original Alien jasmine was warmer and more sensuous. And this one just feels a little cooler and almost slightly synthetic. Even if it's not, it has a little bit of a synthetic feel. That's not enough to entirely put me off of this fragrance, but it is enough for me to kind of go, I don't know if it could quite go into like top 5 or 10 status for me. But I will say my favorite thing about this is that jasmine green tea in the center. I am a sucker for fragrances that have tea notes in them, and I do love the scent of jasmine green tea. It's always been a favorite. So that's what would make me, you know, want to at least finish this little bottle and maybe get a bigger bottle once I'm done with it, depending on how that one goes. But I would say they're both pretty nice. They're not like a massive, massive favorite for me. Again, like I said, there is just something a little bit tiny synthetic about that new jasmine note that's being used in the Mugler fragrances now, which it's just a little bit off-putting. And I know that there's going to be people that agree or disagree with me, but fans of the older Mugler will probably go, yeah, I know what you mean. I've also done a review on the original Alien versus the reformulation, and there is that similarity there. But yes, if I was going to pick an Alien Goddess, it would be the Intense. Absolutely. But if you're looking for a beachier, fresher, lighter kind of vibe that definitely has more coconut in it, the original is definitely the one for you. So thank you again, gal, and have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you may find yourself. And I'll see you soon. Take care.